That's what a straw man is. You misrepresent what someone said, and then you attack something that they didn't say, and then you ask them to respond to something that they didn't say. And then you get the conversation going where you wanted to go instead of where they were actually taking it. And again, here's the reason why the straw man works, because most people take the bait. I don't take the bait. That's the reason why it doesn't work on me, because I notice it and I call it out like, no, that's bullshit. I didn't say that. But most of the time when you use a straw man, people will respond to the straw man. And now you got the conversation going this way when they were trying to take the conversation that way. So let me read the explanation. By exaggerating, misrepresenting, or just completely fabricating someone's argument, which is what I'm calling out, it's much easier to present your own position as being reasonable. But this kind of dishonesty serves to undermine honest, rational debate. So that's the example. So that's the explanation, the example. So after Will said that we should put more money into health and education, Warren responded by saying he was surprised that Will hates our country so much that he wants to leave it defenseless by cutting military spending. See, that's a straw man. So if somebody says something like, if I'm talking to you and you say something like, we should put more money into health and education, and then I say, I'm surprised you hate our country so much you want to cut military spending. Why would you want to do that? And then if you answer that, if you respond to that question and start debating me on that point, you took the bait, and I just successfully strawmanned you into what I want to talk about rather than what you were actually talking about. And again, people are really good. People do this as a common communication habit, and they don't even know that they're using a straw man. It's just a normal, natural thing that people do when they hear something that they disagree with. Instead of just saying, hey, I disagree with your point, and here's why. Because I think this. So you said this, but I think this. See, if you just said that, we could have a logical back and forth. And maybe, I just think this way, and you think that way. And that's completely fine. We don't have to agree. But if you misrepresent my point and turn it into something else, then I'm going to call it out. Now, again, 99% of the time when you do that, the person you do it to won't notice. I just happen to be the 1% of people who notices. So Goldie said, since you talk about fallacies, you should know that debaters invite strawmans. Well, if it's useful to them, absolutely they do, of course. If a straw man can be used to your advantage, then you use it. But if it can't, then you ignore it or you change the subject. Politicians do this all the time. Good politicians will see the straw man being used against them, completely avoid the straw man because they don't have time to explain a straw man like I just did on the debate stage because they're on the clock. And then what they'll do is they'll just change the subject and talk about something else. Donald Trump does it all the time. Obama did it. Biden did it. Kamala kind of did it. George W. did it. Bill Clinton did it. They all do it. If you pay attention, you'll start noticing this stuff.